back into Magic the Gathering. As you may have noticed, I did play a little bit. I got myself used to the system again. Been a while since I've played. And it's been very long since I've drafted. We're actually going to do with a quick draft, because while the premier draft is probably what more people would be interested in seeing, it's timed, and I need to relearn, so I'm going to do a quick draft first. So I saved up all my gold so I could do this twice. So, for people that don't know, when you draft, basically you get a bunch of cards, you have to make a 40-card deck, and try to get as many wins as possible to get as many rewards as possible. I also keep any cards I draft, so that's one of the things that's like stuck in the back of my head, that any cards that are really good, I might want to grab anyways. So, anyway, so the general rule is that I've looked up is called bread. Basically, you want to find bombs, then removal, efficient cards, aggro cards, and then it's just the dredge. It's the other things that you have to grab. So, Swarm Shambler, this is a card I actually don't know. When a creature control... Okay, so he is a self-growing body, so I think this is a bomb. So, just before I take it, Little Maid's Domination is a control card. So, that's probably really huge. Pluck Predation, I love all these flip, it's not actually a land cards. I would pick them very highly, personally. Again, this is my first time drafting, but that sounds right in my mind, at least. 5-4 haste, but could cost less than 6. This is removal. This is kind of a 1-for-1, but it's a cantrip that's kind of expensive. I'm just kind of looking at all of them because I'm not experienced with this. It's been a while since this came out, so... But Swarm Satyr, this seems like the bomb. Alright. Ooh, nice pathways. These pathways are good and might be worth picking if there's nothing worth picking here. Chances are there's something worth picking here. Alright. So this is a kicker card. Last time I played Magic was in 2013. Don't blame you. And the only reason I started playing Magic again is because it's free. And I have the discipline of a... I have a very good discipline. I played Hearthstone back when Curse of Naxxramas was going on. And the entire time I played, I never spent a single dollar on it. I like the free-to-play format, so if I don't have the money, I don't have to spend the money. And that feels good. Alright, so we have a kicker that gets more kickers back. He is also a 3-mana 3/3, which is worth noting. So he is a tempo play and a value play. This is a 3-mana 2/4. It can help us get more late-game cards and give us life. I think this is actually going to be better in the general run. I think we do have to pick something like that. Yeah, no, I'm reading it as I go. But here's one of the important feeds. So every pack should have some flip card, and the backside is always a land. The rare lands here are one color land or the other color land. Like this card right... So that's one of the big cards to pay attention to. Here is a removal. I don't know what color I want to add into green, so I'm going to go with this to just make it easy for me. If I was going for just what's the best card, because keep in mind, in this, any card that I grab here, even if I don't play it in my deck, it is added to my inventory of cards I have. So there's a consideration to grab that, but I think that's just too much. I think that's just, that card is completely useless outside of, like, gain the money of that card in my pack. Alright, so let's see. Create a 1/1. Green insect creature token. For each +1/+1 counter you've put on creatures under your control this turn. Alright, so Swarm Shambler with Iridescent Hornbeetle. Okay, well, that's just a 5-mana 3/4 otherwise. I think that's... I always like blue-black. Definitely, I understand those desires. In draft, I've always liked picking black for its removal, but I'm not sure everything I'm going to get. Like right here, this is kind of a removal, and it's also, on the backside, it could be a land. That's the power of Colony Ambush here. I think that is stronger than I see it out right now. Let's see. We've cast... Yeah, other than that, I'm looking for a card that is powerful enough. Ooh, Dreadworm might be powerful enough. And I like green-black. A kicker spell. Yeah, I think we might go green-black with Dreadworm. At least right now, we can keep going green. So I'm going to go green right now. But I'll keep black in mind because, first of all, I have a preference towards black. But also... Alright. Kazul's Fury is... It's just a fleeing that's also a land. Pretty cool. In the end, only green cards. Honestly, that'd be fine. If I could pull it off, that'd be fine. Relic Axe, Relic Amulet. So this has to be instant sorcery or wizard spell. We don't have any wizards. Just a 2-mana 3/1. Can't deny the power of a good 2-drop. Let's see, Reclaim the Waste. Search your library for a basic land. If it was kicked, search for 2. So it's deck thinning. But it seems like inefficient deck thinning. It is kicker, but I don't think 4 mana, put 2 cards in your hand, not even in play. I don't think that's good enough. This is another... We have Colony Ambush, so we don't need the Rabbit Bite, so... Alright, Tormenting Voice. So in case you're wondering, Party is just like the general D&D style Fighter, Rogue, Cleric, Wizard. And so there could be 4 people in a party, so... But we don't really do that. Yeah, okay, so I think it's time to start splashing in because these green cards are not good enough for us right now, and we want a good card. So Utility Knife, so we could pick the Utility Knife or the Relic Axe. Relic Axe really asks us to be more of a warrior deck, but it is a short sword that I'd say it auto-equips, but it costs as much to play as it would cost to play and equip the short sword. So it's a bad short sword without. And our only creatures are Fungus Beast and a Plant Elemental. Yeah. I'm just going to go with the Muck Lord and say we're probably going to go in black. Because I like black. I'm really good at doing black pretty well. I'm pretty good at doing black. Okay. Alright. Black equipment. So equipped creature gets +1/+0. Or if there's more cards in my opponent's graveyard, it gets +3/+1. Pretty powerful. Sacrifice a creature, draw a card, but then I have to sack creatures. We don't have swarming, so seems like it's going to end badly. Field Research seems actually really good because it's a divination, which is okay, but then late game, it becomes draw 3 instead, and it's a kicker card. I'm not going to worry. I think we're going to get enough kicker just along the way, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Ooh, each creature with a plus... Wait. There's a black-green +1/+1 counter synergy. I didn't even realize that. And we just accidentally stumbled upon a good rare for it. And, yeah. I think we go with that sort of pathing. We need Party, and we just don't have that right now. Otherwise, it's a 2-mana 2/1, which... Honestly, 2-mana 2/1 isn't that bad, but I think, let's see. No, this is just a 3-mana 2/2, so we would rather have a 2-mana 2/1. Alright. Yeah, let's just get a decent body, and hey, he might trigger Party later because he's a cleric. Mindcarver relies on a few things. It equips for 3, so once they drop it, it's just, I'm not going to deny equipment can be very useful, but I feel like we'd rather just have tempo right now, and we'll grab equipment later. So, let's grab the Malakir Blood Priest. Alright. Rex is 3 plus the number of creatures in your party. Alright, so it's a 5-mana draw 3 cards, but if you have more creatures in your party, it lets you scry a little bit. Let's see. So this way, if you kick, it becomes a 5/5, which is pretty cool, but not what we're looking for. It's a warrior. This could actually work with the whole getting the party trick going. Let's see. Hey, a 4-mana 3/2 that draws a card. That's probably good enough. And then it's also a wizard, which triggers party stuff. So, yeah. I think we go with that. Ooh. Hey, look, it's all the synergies we were looking for. Kicker. +1/+1 counters. And if I get +1/+1 counters, it comes back, but... Oh, so it's a 2/2 or it's a 5/5. Okay, Gosh, so yeah, there's definitely some +1/+1 counter synergies. So okay, Swarm Shambler seems like it was the right choice. Waspit Skeleton, I don't see how this card is ever bad. It fits our colors. Yeah. As long as the opponent has 8 or more cards in the graveyard, this is a 4/4 with Menace. 2-mana 2/2 or 5-mana 5/5. Yep, that's the theme. 2 mana 2/2 or 5 mana 5/5. Plus we have some +1/+1 counter trigger stuff. So this could all work well. So I guess we take the Skitter Sneak because it is a black card. It's a playable, but it's not. I think it's not going to be a card we play anyways. So I think here we can actually pick something we're more interested in for later. But I don't think there's anything. Even if we were going to blue, we don't want some of these cards. Like, Tazim Royal Mage might be good if we ever went blue. I'll just pick the Skitter for now, but like none of them is potent enough. Alright. So Pelaka Predation, note that's a bad discard spell if I worry they're saving up something important. Otherwise, I just play it as a land. I love that. The fact that you could just play this as a land. Alright. Target opponent, where X is the number of creatures in your party. Alright. This is Mind Rot, but it also gives you a life. Nectar Pot, I think we want some more 2-drops. We have 2 right now. We have 3 early game drops. Our curve is very heavy on 3. So we either want more 2-drops so that we can actually get turn 2s working well, or we want 6-drop finishers sort of stuff. And with green-black, I don't think we're going to have an issue getting some big scary monsters when the time comes. I think we just need to consider that big scary monsters are something we have to consider. Hey look, Dreadworm, a big scary monster. And it gains indestructible of all things. Yeah, we're definitely doing Dreadworm. Definitely want that big, beefy boy at the end. So now it's just a question of Reclaim the Waste or Utility Knife. So, Utility Knife does give us a little bit more of a buff. I can't deny that could be valuable. But then Reclaim the Waste is kicker. But is this even good kicker? Like, this just seems like a bad spell in my mind. It's just get a land. And, like, you'd have to be playing 3 colors for Reclaim the Waste to be good. Utility Knife, you just need extra mana over in your corner. And we have enough early game stuff. Like, yeah. Just trying to figure it out. So, Utility Knife. Yeah, I'm going to grab the Utility Knife. Might be useful. Alright. You know, this is at least a 5 mana 5/4, but Dreadworm is just a better 5 mana 5/4. It is a cleric for any party stuff that comes up. And this is just a 3 mana 2/2. Ugh. Yeah. No, our +1/+1 counters should be pretty good on their own. Like, this is a 3 mana 2/3. That's okay. Then it becomes, it's 3/4 in stats. This is just 2/2 in stats and it's 3 mana. This seems really bad. Even the 2/2 Menace is still bad stats, unless I'm very aggressive. I could be, but if I am, it's because something else pushed me here. And yeah, the Nectar Pot says we're not even that way. So let's grab the big boy, because the big boy is what we're looking for right now. Throw this in our sideboard. Oh man, this card is a bomb. And it works with our +1/+1 counter synergy as well. But it's the wrong color. Let's just look if there's anything worth grabbing. No, I don't think there's anything worth grabbing. That's the thing. There's nothing worth grabbing, so we're going to grab that anyways. Probably just going to slot it in here. See if we can slot in white, but we're probably not going to. Alright. Land is a 4/4. It turns a land into a 4/4 reach and haster. This is a 6 mana 6/5. But he has a penalty, which is the weirdest thing. 6 mana 6/5 needs penalties? Ugh. Back in old Magic. Alright. So we do know that Luminarch Aspirant is in our deck. Swarm Shambler plus Luminarch Aspirant is a huge combo. But I think we have too many good black cards to just say we are now white instead. And neither of these are good white cards to switch our path. But we're going to keep that in mind. I do like some reanimation, and Balagad Recovery is just a reanimation and a land if we need it. I always like that. I love the idea of it's an okay card, and then it's a land if I need it to be. Alright. So, this is a 3 mana 3/3 that gets us through our deck. And we have to assume that our cards are better than their cards if we grab it. This is a nice little surprise trick. This, I think, is going to end up being the play. It's just... This is basically the rats. It's the 2 mana, make them discard a card, and get a little body out of it. It has 1 more health, and has some synergy with parties. And then, yes, if you happen to have a bigger party, which we probably won't, but might, with Malakir, Blood Priest, and such, this then allows us to sift through their hand a bit. So always 1s for 1s, though we're the ones paying the expense. It could sometimes do more. Alright. That sounds good. Yeah, I like Acquisitions Expert. Alright, Roiling Rebirth. Sacrifice your land, search your library for 2 basics. So, this is your Rampant Growth for 1 more, because Rampant Growth was too powerful. This is a better Rampant Growth, because I could just play it as a tap land if we need that. So, I think Table Floor Hedron is just better than Roiling Regrowth, but I'm not even sure if that's good right now. Because it's a land or a land, which... Look, if I just want a land, why don't I just put a land in my deck? So... Let's see, we have more than enough 3-drops. I think we just grab another Dwaraga Visionary. We are not blue, we are not red, we have not seen anything to desire us to go into those colors. We have our Luminarch Aspirate to say, hey, consider white. And, I mean, we have our Moss-Pit Skeleton, which is kind of the path we're going towards. So, yeah. I think we just grab the Dwaraga Visionary. Let's see. We currently have 4 2-drops and a 5-drop, but yeah, we have... I don't think this is a 2-drop that we consider a 2-drop. And yeah, it is if we go from 2 to 4, but we are not doing that. We have all our 3s. So... Alright. Hey! This could help with if we turn white. This is a tap land if we don't have enough white color. And otherwise, it could be a buff spell to finish things off. So, not ignoring that. Has life leak as long as you control another cleric. Hey, it's a 2-drop. That's useful. Spare Supplies is just 2 draws. If we're going big, which I think we can go big. I think this deck is going big, and that's how we're winning some of the times. Then again, we don't have too big of stuff, but I think Spare Supplies is how we would do that. Because it's basically 2 card draws. But it's at weird times. 3 mana, 2/1 Flash Flyer. If we were leaving ourselves open, that would make sense. I don't think so. I don't think Spare Supplies is good enough. Like, we already have 4 mana 3/2s that are drawing cards. This is 4 mana draw 2, but like we're supposed to be destroying people by just being too big or too wide, and this doesn't do either. So I'm going to take this Mankindi Stampede, put it on our sideboard in case we end up getting enough white cards. All right, Brushfire Elemental. Unfortunately, we cannot. It's too late to be splashing red. So, Blood Price. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, put 2 in the hand, and the rest in the bottom of your library, and you lose 2 life. So, this is card draw. This is card draw. Honestly, with how low to the curve we are going, I think this is worthy card draw. Because Ondu Nectar Pot helps us go later game. This helps us go later game in a better way, I think. Because Nectar Pot is very much a defensive 2-drop. This is a... Yeah, I think we'll go with Blood Price. Alright. Let's see. Broken Wings. Pressure Point. Seagate Banneret might not even be bad, because if we end up going with white... Yeah, so we're playing best of 1 instead of play some sideboard, play some more. So I think Broken Wings could be dangerous in the fact that if they don't have anything to target, it does nothing. This, if we end up going white, it's valuable in the early game. It's valuable in the late game. Bit of a consideration. Either Broken Wings, Spare Supplies, or Seagate Banneret. Trying to figure it out. Okay, let's look at our deck. So we're going to need 24 cards that are non-lands. So we need 5 more cards added to this deck. If all the 5 other cards are white, it makes sense to go white. These 3 color. And green has ways to get... Like, Reclaim the Waste. This could be how we go white. Oh my gosh. So this is a warrior. This is a warrior, if that ends up being useful for party stuff. And this is a card that helps us get that allows us to go 3 colors. That's the one value of Reclaim the Waste, to go more than just 2 colors. And this is another big body. It's a bad big body, but it's another big body. And this is removal. This is just hard removal. We're gonna just drop the hard removal in here. See if we can pull it off. Alright, so either Mind Drain or one of these. Oh, hey. Let's see. As long as... Alright, so it's a 3-mana 2/3 with Flying and Defender. Or it's a 7-mana 4/5 with Flying. Yeah. That doesn't even seem that good. I'm not even sure I want a Mind Drain in my deck. Ugh. Like, here's the thing. If we're in the late game and we're just dropping cards as soon as we get them, Mind Drain does effectively nothing. That's the problem with Mind Drain. Let's see. We have so many 3-drops, we don't need more 3. So it's not Core Celebrant. Which means we're playing this as a 7-mana 4/5 with Flying. Which we already have 5-mana 5/4s. And one gets Indestructibility a lot. Yeah, I like Polaca Predation because it's a Megrim that if we know it's not going to work because they have no hand, it becomes a land. This doesn't get to do that. It either 2/4-1s and loses us some tempo, or it does Jack. It loses them 1 life, gains us 1 life. This will allow us in the late game. This feels like an aggressive finisher. You're an aggro deck. This lets you finish the enemy off. But honestly, with us max tapping out at 5, are we an aggressive deck? Huh. That's something worth considering. But plus 1 life. Fair enough. We'll go for it for now. Alright, Skitter Sneak, Mrs. Zendikar. Shepherd of Heroes. I mean, it's a flyer. Can't deny it's a flyer. I like Mrs. Zendikar over Skitter Sneak. Shepherd of Heroes, I mean, if I'm playing it, it's because it's a 5-mana 3/4 flyer. I think I'm going with the Zendikar. Alright. Strength and Solidarity, you have to play a party deck, so this could do 0. This could do nothing. If this was instant speed, I could see an argument for it. If it was put a +1/+1 counter and then another one for each creature in your party, I could see an argument for it. But too much has to go right for that to be a good card. Alright. So this is... Alright, I think the Mesa Links gives us more 2-drops and more control there. So we're going to drag that over to the sideboard, because that's a playable. I think we just don't play that, but we grab 1. Spare supplies. Alright, let's see what our last rare is. Lotus Cobra. Oh my gosh, Lotus Cobra is good. I think it's even good in our deck. Yeah. Even if we're not a major landfall deck, Lotus Cobra is always good. It's a 2-drop, which we could use more 2-drops. It's a way to ramp, and just like even in constructed decks, like having a Lotus Cobra is a huge benefit. The alternative is Dreadworm. And I'm going to say right now, Dreadworm might actually be the pick. But I'm going Lotus Cobra. But Dreadworm might actually be what our deck needs. We're just going to hope the Dreadworm flips back. Or just is right here. That's another thing the Dreadworm could be. It could just be right there. I'm trying to see if there's anything bigger. So it's... no, it's just a 4/4. This is 5-mana 4/4 or 5-mana 5/4 that can gain Indestructible. Like, one of those is better than the others. Alright. So that's a blowout, if I get everything going right, but that's good. That's a question to ask. Alright. Scale the Heights, put +1 creature, gain 2 life, draw a card, play a land. I think this is everything our deck wants to do. Either that or it's Ghoul, Draz, Mucklord. Let's... Alright. What's the breakdown of our deck so far? 14 creatures, 7 non-creatures. And... yeah, so... how do we want to do this, then? Okay, so I'm going to pry out all the non-creatures, and... alright, so we need 4 more cards in our deck, if we pick that out. So let's pull out all non-creatures from here. So this is a land. This is a land. This is a land. Alright, turns out we don't actually have that many 3-drops. Yep. We really do not have that many 3-drops. Well, that's why we do that now, to figure out. So that means this Gruul Drowsy Mucklord is going to find a slot. And how many 2-drops do we have? Needs to Steam this game, or... oh, the Magic the Gathering Arena is not on Steam. It's just a personal client sort of thing. I think 5 2-drops is probably enough. Yeah. So... alright, so another target cleric gains lifelink, which means we would need a lot of clerics. I don't think if we add these in, we have 1 cleric there. Keep it in mind. Okay, so now I have to just decide. Am I an aggressive deck at this point, or am I still... like, I haven't seen anything bigger than 5, so I feel like that I am a big, scary deck. But it's kind of hard to tell. It's been so long since I've drafted, I don't know if that's actually true. Dauntless Survivor. Love Jawari Disruption, but this is not the deck for it, is the thing. And we still need 3 more cards. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4... yeah, I don't have enough. Oh, I'm doing good, Credicino. How about you, man? So I'm just, like, trying to learn to draft again, and there's a lot of decision-making. I'm in a lot of decisions right now. I'm trying to figure it out. This is at least the 2-mana 2/2. Alright. This is an equipment I could get behind. So, it attaches for free, and then what it does is it turns all our lands into pump spells, basically. So if there's nothing better, we're going to grab this Skyclave Pickaxe, I think. Because it makes our big, scary monsters into bigger, scarier monsters in a way the other can't. Alright. It's kicked, gets +5/+5 instead. Figure go with Gnarled Colony because it's a 2-mana 2/2 and that could be a 5-mana 4/4, while also giving me like my Swarm Shambler, Trample, stuff like that. Alright. Start not too well, I forget. Birthday for call it for a friend. I felt bad and forgot. Yeah, no, I understand. When you forget important days for other people, makes you feel like you're kind of you're only self-caring, and it's not true. It's just one of those things of, it hurts. You have to question it for a moment. So this helps us if we want to go into late game, because with 2 Dreadworms, we could Blood Beckoning them back. The kicker triggers for which one does it? We have a 3-drop that can bring it back. Marasa Sprat. Yep. So I think we go with Blood Beckoning. Which means we are not adding whites. That being said, the Luminarch Aspirant is a good card anyways, even though we don't have it in the deck, because we'll have it for later stuff. Alright, stay healthy, man. Stay healthy. Alright, so they're all common, so you just pick what one might possibly be good. And so I'm just going to grab a Reclaim the Wastes. Alright. Ooh, another Dreadworm. Always like the big scary guys. Can pop down a turn temporary ascetic by 1. Alright, Blood Beckoning or Blood Price? Which is more important? I'd like... because we have 3 Dreadworms, I think we could actually take out the aesthetic. It's a question of... Blood Price is a card draw. And it does get us through our deck. I think Blood Beckoning is better for what I'm doing with it, though. Alright, scale the heights. We're gonna pick that up. I'm figuring out, like, where we are in, like, the place of our deck. So let's see. We're just grabbing these cards because they're not really gonna be in our deck. but you have to figure out. You have to add them in. All right. Well, we're not having 45 cards in the deck. I'll say that much. So defaults gives me those lands. Let's see. Does that make it bigger? Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So let's put all the non-creatures over here. Or actually, let's make this pile right next to it in cost. Yeah, so Blood Beckoning isn't actually that good. It's just the fact that I can get it early on. I can use it on turn 6 to bring back a Dreadworm immediately. Or if we're getting really stalled out on the board, I can use it on turn 5 to bring back or turn 6 to bring back 2 Dreadworms, and then they don't have any pressure on me anyways. Alright. So move all the non-creatures in a slot. Block of Predation is a land. That's good to know. Battleguard Recovery. Alright, so we have 3 lands, which means we could actually dump 1 land and scale the heights. Alright. So then here, that is card draw. That is creature. This is effectively a creature. See, I think we are the big scary deck, because we have 3 Dreadworms. Yeah, so 2, 3, and like while we have a bunch of 2-drops, this 2-drop like is gaining its life. A lot of this 2-drop is actually a 5-drop as well. Like this is actually the biggest minion in our deck. This 2-drop is ramp. This 2-drop is block. Like, I actually think Kazandu Nectar Pot is the weakest card. Is the weakest creature here. Let's 18 creatures, 10 non-creatures. Okay, I don't want to go too low on non-creatures. So let's see. I'm going to pull one of the Blood Beckonings to our sideboard. Oh, our sideboard is... You just tap it to bring it to our sideboard. Okay. I'm going to bring one of the Forests into our sideboard because we have 3 Fiends that are other cards. Because we already have the Block of Predation, I think I'm going to take out the Mind Drain. Do I want... I think I can knock down the Turn Timber Aesthetic. I don't have many... The only party card I have is Malakir Blood Priest. And... yeah. So, now I just need to get rid of 1 more. And it looks like we can actually take the slot out of the 2-drops. Like, we have 6 2-drops. So which of these do I care about the least? I think it's the Kazandu Nectar Pot. It's the only one that doesn't have 2 attack or doesn't trade all the time. So there we are. And I think we actually have the color be Dreadworm as... What would this... Whew. Alright. And yeah, for white, we do have a bit of cards. That's fine. Oh yeah, how's our black? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 black cards. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 green. Alright, but then with our taps and the Moss Pit stuff. I think this is a pretty balanced deck. Hopefully this is good. We'll see how this plays out. Keep in mind, it's been a while since I've drafted. So, hopefully this all pans out. Whew. It seems like we are the kind of greenish mid-range... We are Golgari attrition, is my understanding of our position. But I am not sure. It's been a long time since I've drafted or anything like that, so... Alright. I mean, it's 1-drop into... This isn't really a 1-drop, though. I don't want to play this on turn 1. Dauntless Survivor on itself, then I scale the heights. Sure. Yeah, no, I do think about it. I do think about things, so I recognize how I can be better than others, but it doesn't make me the better drafter in general. Alright, so now we could play Dauntless Survivor, and he could put a +1/+1 counter on himself. So there's my 2/2. Everyone likes their bear. Bears are very important in your runs. And then we could turn him into a 3/3 while drawing a card and gain more lands in play. Alright, look at the top 5 cards of your library. Fill a creature among them and put it into your hand. Alright. And he got a Territorial Scythe Cat. Alright. So he has landfall, get bigger and scarier. Alright. Here's an idea. If we want... he's a warrior, we can actually start ripping apart his hand a bit. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play the Skyclave Pickaxe. We're going to latch it onto him. Then we're going to play a land. So now this guy's a big, scary guy. And we're also going to rip out his hand a bit. Awesome. So he has to show me 2 cards, and I get to choose to rip one out of his hand. And then the rest of my cards are either lands or draw, which are both great. We don't have our big boys yet, so this is a perfectly fine position to be. Whew. And then we just swing in for 4 damage. And yeah, this is a equipment I'm happy to have. Alright. Rich creature in your party. Yeah, I don't know how much green he has, how much red he has. Yeah, we'll knock that out. We'll knock the creature out. Like, he's gonna have one big territorial Scythe Cat. Oh, that's one thing. I don't think I have removal. Oh, man. I don't have removal. Ew. That could be a serious problem. Yep. Here's the Scythe Cat. Alright. So, here we go. So, let's see. So we're going to make this guy bigger so he can attack into the Scythe Cat without an issue. Play this. I think we just swing in for more. We leave the Balged recovery for later. He can't block if he targets any of my creatures. This thing starts triggering. I can play this. Nah. We will save that for landfall triggers if we need this Survivor Gain through. But we have this Visionary. We're actually one step away from a full party. Alright, and this guy can get bigger. That's pretty cool. And all I have in my graveyard is Scale the Heights for Balagad, so... Whew. He is low. We are lowering him on health. He's already at 10, while I'm at 22. So that's definitely appreciated. We are very slowly chipping away. And I appreciate that slow chip. Yep, we know he's going to attack us for a lot, but that means tapping himself out. Yep. Go ahead and swing in, sir. Alright, let's draw a card. Get him big and beefy. I'm okay if he takes out my Acquisitions Expert. Otherwise, he's taking 6, and he's starting to run out of health. Alright. And we can put the counter at end of turn, so we're perfectly happy with that. Things are still going. Things are going well. Things are going well. Things are going well. And it looks like the Block of Predation is going to be used to just make sure there's nothing in his hand that he can escape the situation with. Alright. Ball. So it's a big 6/5, but if he swings in... Yeah, I bet. I have so many ways to kill. He has to block at least 2. Alright, so he's trying to draw... So what he's trying to do is get this guy beefy, and I'm wondering if he has some sort of landfall trigger, or if he's just going out in a blaze of glory and about to attack for 10. Saying, dude, look what I could do. 10 damage with a single Scythe Cat. Alright. He's tapped out. And if he wants to attack in, then that's game. And I'm just going to attack in and have game anyways. Alright. Let's start by Predation. Make sure there's nothing in his hand. Yeah, we're just going to take out. Doesn't really matter. Then we play a land. And we swing in for lethal. GG's, man. Even if he kills something, the Ball Again recovery brings it back, which is beautiful. Alright. Well, we just started our climb. Whew. Figuring it out. Doing it well. Alright. Let's gain a few items, and we keep moving. Alright. But yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think there's much removal in this format. I didn't see any removal cards as we were going through. Maybe some in red? Oh man, Moss Pits into Gruuldraz into Dreadworm. Opponent goes first, though. So if I can Moss Pit, Gruuldraz, and then just when he dies, there's something else out. Oh man. And we have Balged as a safety measure, basically. Yep. Whew. Definitely going... So, here's the thing. Going first or second in best of one is actually an issue. Like... Oh, he had to mulligan. But yeah. Like, the difference of first and second is very kind of impactful in your first game, but when you have time to sideboard out and fix the situation, it doesn't become an issue anymore. But with best of one, that's... You don't get a chance to sideboard. It's just play and then it's over sort of thing. Alright. Well, we can't kick it. So we got a tutu. We got a bear. Always like a bear, especially a bear that can reanimate itself. Alright, so he only has 2 up. He needs 2 blue to get most counter spells. There's a counter spell in this format that is 2 and is basically like a quench, but it only works for creatures, so gotta keep that in mind. Yo, what's your theme? It's battlefield. If it was kicked, return up to 1 other target creature to its owner's hand. Okay. Don't really care. Alright. So I have another revamp for Moss Pit once the time comes. So the question is, do I play Balaged tapped to get Marasa out as a 3/3? Or do I trust I'm going to draw another land and keep the Dreadworm path going? Blood Price. Yeah, if I Blood Price, it depends on, do I want to play Blood Price or do I want to play Marasa Spratling? Am I okay racing him? That's basically the question. Do I race him? I think he's going to try to bounce back my Moss Pit, so... I'm okay racing. Let's go aggressive, bro. Yeah, if you're not going to block, you want to attack. That's just the general rule of thumb. Alright. Bubble Snare him. Alright. So I need to find a way to kill my Moss Pits. Alright. Which I don't really do. I'm okay losing a little life. Gain. Alright. Do we want double Dwarga Visionary? Let's see. So next turn we play 5-drop. Then we play double 3-drop. 4-drop and 2-drop. Yeah, let's get double Dwarga Visionary. The Bubble Snare means I kind of have to... I mean, I'm winning in control. Look at the cards. Look at the cards. I'm winning in control now. So we're going to block with a Gruuldraz Mucklord if he offers it. Alright, Legion Angel looks scary until you realize it's just a 4/3 with no other abilities. That being said, it is a 4/3 with flying. But we have a 5/4 that he has to constantly chump block. What kind of ball get recovered? But yeah, now it's just a race. His Legion Angel versus the rest of my deck. Because that's all he can do. And he has to rush, basically. Yep, he's never going to block with the Legion Angel. He's only going to attack. He has 3 more turns to kill me, basically. And I have 3 more turns to kill him, and that means. So, it's taken... So I have 3 turns to kill him. That's basically the story. Alright, that's fine. So I'm going to start by playing... No. Leave my swamp untapped, sir. I'll look around. Alright, that's fine. So I'm playing this first, just to get that guy big and scary. Alright. Trying to figure out my routing, though. Alright. Then I'm going to play the Dauntless Survivor. Dauntless Survivor is going to buff itself so that I can block the Cunning Geyser Mage and kill in the trade. And then we have more pressure. He kills in 3 turns, we kill in 2. That's basically the strategy. That's basically how we win this. Unless he Bubble Snares the Dreadworm. That's basically how he wins this. Alright. Well, the Geyser Mage changes the clock, so we have to kill that. And I'm trying to think. So, next turn he's going to be at 10. How can we kill him fast enough? Yeah, these Bubble Snares are really messing me up. So, as of right now, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. If we play double this, we are off by 1 point of damage, but we could get +1/+1 triggers, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna look for +1/+1 counters first, because there is a card that will... Oh my gosh, we have it! Balaged Recovery. Alright, so now we attack. And we play the Sproutling. And next turn, you ready for this absurdity? We're going to Balaged Recovery, our Dauntless Survivor, to give us a +1/+1 counter, which would be enough with all these 3 to get through for lethal. All that has to happen... Well, there's a lot that has to happen, because that means he needs to play not a creature. And not a Bubble Snare again. Because, yeah, that Legionnator... I just realized that Flyer is an issue. I gotta check my sideboard to see if I actually picked that, Wings, the one that destroys an artifact, an enchantment, or a creature with flying, because I don't think I did, and that would be very useful in matchups like these. Alright. If he actually plays nothing, we win. I don't think he just plays nothing, though. The Zeem Royal Mage. Yep, that's all I needed. Alright. So we're going to scale the heights for card draw. It also gives the +1/+1. It gains us 2 life, guys. This gains us 2 life. This gains us 2 life. That 2 life mattered. And next turn we could Balaged Recovery to scale the heights instead of... Alright, let's do that guy. Keeps us alive at 1. Alright, well this is over lethal, so he has to block the 3/2, basically. You know, I realized... I actually should have put the Skyclave on the 3/2, but it's fine. Yeah, next turn we Balaged the Scale the Heights. But he has to deal 1 more point of damage, and all I need is 1 of my 3 attackers to be able to go in. And 1 more... Oh my gosh. Good game, man. Oh, man. Well, we went for every shot. We went blow for blow, basically. That was good. That was still an enjoyable fight. Let me check my sideboard. I'm going to see if I actually grabbed that card. I did not. I'm starting to wonder if a Turn Chamber is better than the Dreadworm because of how much that 1 life mattered. We'll be fine for now. We'll stick with the deck as is, but we'll keep that in mind. We lost that because we were a little off on life gain. Huh. Just gotta keep these things in mind. That's all. That is all. But yeah, Bubble Snare is a good card. That's why he picks them. But yeah, we are very straightforward. We are just a bunch of big creatures and fists. Alright, so here, we can keep this hand because the Plaka acts as just a tapped swamp. I don't... Oh, you don't follow losers. Okay. Okay, so we have... Literally, we just need to draw one more land, and we have Dorga, we have Namah, Skitter Sneak. Alright, so we play this tapped now, so that we have a 2-drop into a 2-drop, and we just keep moving. Alright. 2-2. Alright. 2-2 versus a 2-2. Sounds good. So here's the question. Do we win in the late game against this deck? Red-green? We're gonna find out, basically. He's a landfall deck, so he might have ways of getting bigger and bigger. I'm alright trading the block, possibly gain card advantaged. Alright. I'm gonna play the Swamp and Acquisitions Expert. We're gonna save the Blood Beckoning. We're gonna, from this hand, possibly see what sort of deck he is. Hopefully. Yeah, we are definitely, looking at our hand, we win the late game. So we just need to make sure we survive the early game. He needs some sort of big theme. Alright, Scale the Heights. Yeah, he's looking to go big. He's looking to go big. Alright. Definitely, I took too much damage. I thought I was going to be alright. But the thing is, I can't kill the Angel. That's one of the things. I don't have any hard removal, I don't have any flying. So, let's see. Oh, that's his big, scary creature. Ah, I see. I see. That is a big, scary creature. Well, we're going to play this blocks, forces him to landfall each time. So here's the thing. Yeah, I don't have... Yeah, that's the problem. I don't have anything for this right now. Alright, so this is an aggressive deck. We are not going... So I'm going to be clear. We do not chump block. We need... Do they have trample? Alright, so I think we might chump block the acquisitions, because I could Skitter Sneak to make sure I trade next time, then Blood Beckoning the acquisitions and the Dorga Visionary. So I think 8 damage is a little much, and we want to be able to double block to kill. So we're going to play the Skitter Sneak, and I think we just end our turn there. Oh, this has reach. This is how we get our reach. Sorry, I'm like figuring out. So basically, once we kill this guy, he has 2 cards left. So that's all I'm saying. Once we kill this guy, he has 2 cards left. So we just win the game after that. Once this guy's dead, even if he has a buff to stop this, we Blood Beckoning these back. And we're going to take some damage, unfortunately, but... Yeah, Infuriate. Oh my gosh, this is why we didn't want to chump the 1-2, but... Wow, he did good. He did good. He baited us and got us... Alright, so we kick that for 3. We need to get the 2... We need to grab the body of... Let's see. So this is a 5 mana 4/4. This is a 4 mana... I think we're going to do this. Let's see. So this looks a little weird. So what we're going to do is we're taking this and the Acquisitions Expert. The point of the Acquisitions Expert is to take that last card out of his hand. So he's now just top decking. So... Broken Wings. I see. So it was a card that did nothing. But it's good to know And we're going to not block this, because we want to play the Jorga Visionary. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have 2 left, unfortunately. But if he doesn't have a land, Jorga Visionary takes care of that. And then we grab the Buck Lord to help out. So we're going to triple block once he swings in, because we want to just make sure that fight with him is over, and we've won. And because from here, he has 2 cards left. He's not going to be able to kill all of them. Alright. So he's a 8-5. We know he has no cards in hand. So we can just double block, get his Acquisitions Expert to become bigger, and we're good. So it looks like he's 2 for winning us, and that's why he's feeling like he's winning. But our hand is... But this is the thing about green-black. It's attrition. We are just getting... We are going to be getting these guys back. We're going to get these guys bigger. We just keep going. So now he has a 2-1. Alright. What do I want to bring back? I think I bring back the Jorga Visionary. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Perfect. Ooh, I could actually just do a Nissa Zendikar. Let's see. Whew. So I want to leave something that could block this if it gets +2/+2 if he plays land. Actually, Jorga Visionary is perfect for that. So let's just return the Jorga Visionary back to our hand. Let's play the Jorga Visionary. Alright, and we actually save the swamp in our hand so we could Skyclave pickaxe another turn. So this Visionary basically keeps him locked, and now it's just a clock of how fast we can take out his 18 health before he can do something about it. Alright, this has reach and haste, but not trample. Alright, hold up, cancel. I'm going to do this properly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play Nissa Zendikar. Targeting this. And the reason we target this is because it's coming back to our hand, which means we can actually start taking out cards if we need to. Alright. Let's do on the Acquisitions Expert, I think. Just keep him unable to really act. And now we attack with these 2. Let the clock tick. Alright, so he plays his land. He attacks with just that. Let's see, if I block, he puts on the Skycat. If I don't, he has to block this guy. He dies very quickly. I'll do this for safety. Yeah, let's just do this for safety. Value is on my side. Value is on my side. Alright. Oof. He's going to block either way. The question is, do we want to force him? Nah, I think we just attack like this. Alright. That's fine. And if he... Yeah, if he... Yep, there we are. We just kind of attritioned him out. That's how this deck works. Whew. Felt a little nervous about that. Whew. A lot of deep breaths. A lot of kind of closer calls. But yeah, one of the things is... Ooh, what did we get? Parcel Beast. So yeah, I just want to look at my deck again real fast and just count the removals. You're going to notice... Oh, 1. We have 1 removal. So yeah, as you may have noticed, we are not we are basically the tempo against control and the attrition against aggro. That is our location. Because of that, I think we actually knocked down the Dreadworm for a Turn Timber aesthetic. I think the 3 life is actually going to matter in some of those fights. Because if we're the control, the indestructible doesn't matter too much. And if we're the aggro, and if we're the attrition, the 3 life will. I'm trying to think if it's worth dropping another Dreadworm or something for a Blood Beckoning. For another Blood Beckoning. Maybe the Namada Skitter Sneak for the Blood Beckoning. I think we're going to stick with it for now. But yeah. All these fights have been a question of how much health I'm willing to lose now. Alright. Whew. Deep breaths. Yeah, the acquisitions expert is doing its job. Well, sometimes it takes a while to find an enemy, it seems. A player. Whew. Take your deep breaths now. I don't know, every time I go into draft, I get like a bunch of adrenaline in my veins. In a way that I don't like. Like when I speedrun, I like the adrenaline because I have all my fingers like ready. It's all like quick action stuff. But when I'm doing just Magic the Gathering, I need to be calm and focused. So this adrenaline really makes me worry. And this guy's a gold. This guy's in gold. That doesn't bode well for us. Alright. Play that tapped. We have a 3-drop Goldraz into a 4-drop Jorga into a 5-drop Turn Timber. We are definitely the control deck. I go first. So, because I go first, I'm okay with this. Because I get to the Mucklord at the same time he drops his bear. Yeah, hopefully, means game recognizes my skill. I hope that's why. Okay. Well, we have a 2-drop. And no, there is no point waiting to get like rogues and all that before we play the acquisitions expert. It never discards more than 1 card. Oh my god. He's the aggressor, and he's a scary aggressor. I almost want to good game him. I'm gonna give him a nice. Dude, oh my god. That is painful. Can't block. Do I want to block with the acquisitions expert? I think I kind of have to. But yeah, oh my gosh, he got a Skyclave Shade. That's what our deck wants to do. It's a constantly reanimating threat. Oh man. You know, I probably should have just attacked and just not blocked here. That's a consideration I should have had. Then again, if I keep forcing him to play Skyclave Shades, that slows him down. Like, if he just plays it this turn, that's actually really good for me. Because that means he's not playing a 3-drop. It means that my Namata Skitter Sneak is going to block his threats. Lotus Cobra into 3-drop. Unfortunate. Alright. There we are. He could have a Blood Chief's Thirst. That'd be bad for me. And I think that's why he played his land first, because he has a Blood Chief's Thirst. Or some solution like that. Alright. So I could Lotus, land, and play Jorga Visionary. Do I want to attack first? And do I want to attack? Scare Sneak does get through, and I think I can win the race with Lotus Cobra into Jorga. We cannot beat him in control, so we beat him in aggression. Alright. So we play that, which allows us to play this into more green, into Jorga Visionary. Alright. And if he attacks with a Skyclave, from here on out, we let the Skyclave get through. He deals 3 damage a turn. No blocks. Go ahead. Dreadworm. I see. Another Man of Culture. I can't get anyone through right now. If I go blow for blow, I lose the fight. We save our lands so that when we get our own Dreadworm, we can start dropping them. Oof. Yep. And this is where the Jorga Visionaries come into play. Because they allow us to just keep going and keep fetching through. Retains a value. Alright, so he has a 2/2 flyer, unfortunately, so we have to find a way. And he just milled our Dreadworm. That hurts. Oh man, he actually has a decent amount of flyers. That's not good. I'm going to state right now he seems to have a pretty decent deck. That being said, we made a deck without removal. We have to consider our own flaws in this matter. Alright, so he's deliberating. I want 2 bots. There we go. That means he found nothing good, okay? That means he found nothing good, so he's just trying to get through it. It is kind of drawing through 3 cards to find what he's looking for, which is bad for me, but it means he didn't find it yet, and that's the important part. I'm really glad I kept those lands. I didn't meal my other Dreadworm! Oh! Ugh. Yeah, and here comes the buff for him. Oh, I couldn't mill that. Great. I'm going to attack with this guy. I mean, if he wants to trade Dreadworms, his Dreadworm for it, I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly happy. Yep, there we are. And let's play a 5/5. Alright, so now that he has no Dreadworm, I can now attack with the Jorga Visionaries and the Nissian Skitter Sneaks, and I am no longer threatened. I am suddenly threatened again. Yep. I should have attacked earlier, because he can only get indestructible on the block. But, yeah, we're losing all our cards. Make this guy big enough. Do we attack with these 2? I'm thinking about it seriously. I think so. Let's see if he... Nah. I think he's going too slow enough in the race. We'll let that die first, basically. Alright. Whew. He does have the spare supplies, so he's a attrition deck with Skyclave Shade and just a Relic Golem and just better cards, basically. That's basically our issue right now. So we have become the aggressor. And we... Hey, good card. Good card. I was thinking about adding a second one in my deck. We have more cards in our graveyard than we do in our deck. Alright, so he's low on health, and that's all I can go off of for... Alright, so we're definitely going to kick this. Gnarled Colony, which brings back the Moss Pit Skeleton. Oh yeah, I can attack with this if he blocks. Actually, no, we want to attack like that. Bring him to half. Force him to block like that. Precisely. Alright, so what will happen is we will play Gnarled Colony, which will give us back our other card, which... Yep, we're going for the aggression, and we bring this back to our hand. Oh, it goes to the top of my library. Okay. Oof, but we have to go on the aggression. We have no other choice. Oh my gosh. We have 6 cards left in the deck. Yeah, I think we kind of lost at this point. We have to go on the aggression. We don't have a choice here. I should have played... Nah, that just... Alright, so let's that through. We kick this. And honestly... Oh my gosh, the Soaring Thought Thief can just rip it off the deck again. Whew. And it tapped all our green mana. Thank you, game. Thank you for tapping all my green mana. Oh, I had Lowe's Cobra. I didn't. I still had the mana for it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, there were several mistakes on my part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we just try to draw to a +1/+1 counter as a way to get back in. Oh, that was lethal. My apologies. I misunderstood. But yes, mistakes were made, and this guy just had a very strong deck. Let us not deny that this guy, we played an Acquisitions Expert into a Skyclave Shade. Of all ways for that to go. Acquisitions Expert into freaking Skyclave Shade. So, let us not deny, this guy had pretty good counters to what we were doing. But I think he proved to me that I probably want to replace that 5/4 that gives me life with just more of the 4 mana, bringing 2 creatures back from my grave. Considerations. That's the thing. Magic is all about options, all about decision points. There was definitely decision points I could have made. There was definitely... Ignore the build a better deck lol. There was definitely some decisions there, breakpoints that I didn't see. Points where I could have been attacking and wasn't. Stuff like that. Ugh. I think we actually mulligan this. We got a 2-drop, but we need to draw specifically a green land for a 3-drop and a 4-drop. Yeah, we have no idea what our opponent is, so we have to. Alright. And we throw back the aesthetic. Yep. I think we put the 3rd Dreadworm back in and take the aesthetic back out. Because the Dreadworm allows us to aggress in, and it seems like aggression is our solution to some of these fights. Is mill a legitimate strategy? Ew. Mill's a legitimate strategy in... I can't believe Mill's a legitimate strategy in Limited. That always hurts me. We just play the Sproutling, because against Mill you just have to be the aggressor. And you might say, well, he's only played 1 card. You don't play this card unless you're the Mill deck. We're playing this for its 3 attack. Oof. Mono blue mill, man. Mono blue mill. He's only hit lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands. Well, it seems like we found every land in this entire deck. Wow, he just takes it. I feel like he has a counter up. I want him to counter this, not the Skitter Sneak. Yeah, we now have almost a bigger graveyard. Alright, so we have the Moss Pit in the grave. We didn't have a counter last time. I say we go for the Dreadworm. We can Blood Price if we have issues. We let that be countered, unfortunately. And it because, yeah, I think he's just baiting it. I think he's just pretending he has it. That was the theme. When he didn't counter the Muck Lord. Alright, if he wants to double block the Dreadworm and lose his sure-footed Infiltrator, I'm all for it. I could Blood Price first. If I get a land here. Yeah, I like that. Alright. So here's the thing. I can now Dauntless Survivor. And we'll make... Oh, it has Trample if I give it to the Dreadworm. But we're just going to give it to the Gnarlid Colony so that they can all attack. And also because this puts the Moss Pit Skeleton on top, helping delay the mill. Wow. He just took it. He just took it. Alright. Yep. Mill decks. I guess Ruin Crab could pull off a mill deck and... Let's see, you have to math that out. So, let's math that out. You start with 33 cards in the library. So that means 11 lands naturally. Okay, so first off, worst case, we just went 3-3. That's good. That is good. Best case, we still get our wins. We still keep going. But worst case, we're still doing good. So, with Rune Crab, I mean, I'll do the math while I'm playing the game. So if you consider, because it takes a turn, that Rune Crab is 4 cards, 4 mills a turn, because they have to draw a card. Let's see, Rune Crab mills them in, let's see, 32. It takes 8 turns for Rune Crab alone to mill the deck. If you get 2, that's 4. So you'd need to get you'd have to get like 3 Rune Crabs at least in your, you'd need to get at least 3 Rune Crabs in your deck for that to work. That's my guess. Could work. Opponent goes first, so we can deal with the 1 card down, and we have I think we have a lot of 3 drops, if not 2 drops. So I think we're fine. We play the swamp, hide the forest, because yeah, we're playing Acquisitions Expert as soon as possible. Ooh, he milled down to 6. He's a red deck. Alright. Well, we have this scary boy. So there's actually an evaluation of tapping to make Swarm Shambler bigger instead of playing Acquisitions Expert. And it really just depends on what we think his deck is. I think he's already low on cards with that mulligan, so I think Acquisition Expert is just going to hurt him too bad for him to recover. And we'll look to play a 2-drop on turn 3, hopefully, so then we could tap the Swarm Shambler and make it bigger on turn 3. Alright, red-black. That usually means... Okay, in Rakdos, that means hyper-aggression. In other formats, it means hyper-control, because you can't... Alright, Fissure Wizard. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to offer a trade with Swarm Shambler. Which sounds absurd, but I think that's the correct move. I'm going to offer a trade. I doubt he takes it, but I'm going to offer it. Alright, so this Tormenting Voice plus Fissure Wizard kind of tells me that he has some really good card in his deck, and he built his deck all around it, which means aggression is the name of the game. Yeah, he's probably really confused with this. He's like, what trick does he have up his sleeve? The answer is nothing. The answer is I'm getting 1 free point of damage in, and I don't think you're going to stop me. Or he could just be not... He could have just left his computer. That's not how I want to take a win, but, I mean, we'll take it. Definitely would prefer a little more action on his side. Alright. I wonder if you kill Acquisitions Expert in response if he reveals 0 cards. Alright, so what's he discarding? Yeah, if he had that much trouble deciding if he blocks with the Fissure Wizard, he's going to have a lot of trouble deciding what he discards out of the 4 options. Because this changes his game plan, and he's obviously not prepared right now. Alright, so I think it's going to force a discard. Yep. Alright, so he lost the removal. I wonder if he chose that or if it chose it randomly. Ah. I see. Do I attack with the acquisitions? No. If he gets a land, I could double block and spawn to get Swarm Shambler bigger. I don't think I even block that at all. I think we just wait for the Jorga Visionary to block that instead. We'll take 5. Which sounds painful, but... And it is painful, I'm not going to deny that. It's 2 for 1 versus just... using the other cards and 1 for 1. Alright. Do I want to Skid or Sneak? He has 2 guards in the grave. Nah, we're just going to Jorga Visionary. And yeah, we're not attacking, so... We want the Swarm Shambler to live now that we started buffing it. Nice. Alright. He could run out of lands, though. This is a point where he could start running out of lands. Alright, do we want to double block and get blown out? We have a Dreadworm coming up, so I'm okay with it. I have a Dreadworm and a Blood Beckoning coming up. So we're going to kill that. Just get it out of the way. Dreadworm. Hey, who would have thought? Good card, buddy. Good card. If he does not play a land and offers the trade, I take it, blood beckoning it back, and I think it's game after that. Alright, he plays a land, so we're going to let that through. Alright. So let's see. Alright, so we are kind of racing him. I'm gonna... If he gets another land, I'm willing to offer my Lotus Cobra to stop the Dreadworm. Alright. So this looks bad until you realize I have a Blood Beckoning in my hand. And he only has 2 drops. So he kills them both. Looks good for him. Alright. So this means it's indestructible, so he can't stop it. Even the double block isn't enough. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I could play a 2-drop and a 3-drop. I could just play Gnarlid Colony as a big old 4/4 trampoline. Alright. Well, yep, there you go. He ran out of aggression. If he saved the card in hand, I could have Blood Beckoning back an Acquisitions Expert, and like he lost his aggro, we had the control. We had the lock on him. Hey, Akum Warrior. Hey, it's a land, and otherwise this would be okay. This card is good in limited and we'll never see play in constructed. That's what this card is. Because it's... Like, we've been having these 5/4s. Like, you can have another 5/4. And sometimes it's not a 5/4. Sometimes it's a land when you don't have the money for a 4/5. Like a big, scary beater. But yeah. One of the things I'm seeing with Dreadworm is the fact that it only gains indestructible on my turn. Which means it is only an aggressor. And that's something I'm running into as an issue. Alright, so I could go turn 2 Gnarlid Colony. Opponent goes first, so I'm okay. So I have a 2-drop, I have a 3-drop if I must, and I have a 4-drop that draws me cards. I am okay with this hand. It's not the best hand, don't deny that, but it is all the land I need, and it is actually enough tempo to keep the game going. And we're going to play the forests first, because nothing I have costs 2 of any of them. And we want to hide the fact that our other color is black for as long as we can to keep him suspicious. Have you heard of Ashes of Creation? It sounds familiar, but I cannot put a picture to the name. It's probably... I'm going to guess it's one of those card games that... those free-to-play card games that has been competing here and is better than most people give it the credit for. So I could block... So if he plays nothing to ambush, I could block a Predation. Figure out what his hand is and start messing with it. If you had a block of Predation, Moss Pit Skeleton. Wow. Alright. I think it's more important I get the Muck Lord out. Do I trade it to this Moss Pit? That's the big question. First. Because this Moss Pit comes back. And he is actually a stronger attrition deck, it looks like. I'm going to trade in, and that looks like a bad play. I'm going to state that. But yeah, look. He thought I had something. Whew. So next turn I could play a Swamp, attack, and I could Jorga Visionary with the same strategy, basically. Or I could just call me ambush. Alright, so he scales the heights, makes this a big scary beater. Smart man. You don't want to sacrifice now. Unless he's ending his turn here, he does not want to sacrifice like that. Alright. Well, we can't really attack in, so I think we trigger Visionary. Draw a card. And we let that be our turn. So he is definitely the better attrition deck, which means we have to kind of start going aggressive. This is instant speed. That's good to know. Territorial Skycat. Ooh, how do I want to do this then? So I could equip on the Muck Lord, attack, and then fight could be a theme. Nah. Actually, yes. Alright. So I'm just trying to think through my turn. So I want to attack with a 4/4 and a 3/2, and then I can fight with this to the 2/1. Yep. Alright, do we just fight now? Yeah, I think so. Kill that. And then we attack with all but the Muck Lord. Yep. Alright, so we can Predation to keep this guy gain big, basically, which is pretty cool. Oh, whoa! Whoa! That is not what I expected. Alright, I mean, I'll take the win. A win's a win. Alright, so it's an upcoming MMO, completely self-funded by the creator, and he's an old-school RPG player. Game sounds very promising. Alright, I'll hope for the best. Well, we are doing pretty alright. Yeah, we are doing pretty darn alright. Woo. But yeah. Did not expect him to concede like that. Let's just put that way. Wow. Alright. So we have Dauntless Survivor and 2 Gruul-Draz Mucklord. We go first, so we want the aggression. We want the 2-drop. We don't... Basically, we do not want to reduce our cards in hand when we're going first. And we have to deal with what he might have. Alright. So if he's crazy enough to attack, I let him attack, and I attack Sweenin with my own 2/2. I am perfectly fine with that. He can deal 1 point of damage. I get to trade or kill his 2 or deal 2. Like, yeah. Feel free to take him. I offer you the trade. Shall you accept? No. That's correct. You should not accept. Here is another body that's going to make this guy bigger. Whew. Alright. Yeah, I think next turn we equip the Mucklord. We play a Swamp, and we block Predation, and we Sween in. That will force his hand a bit more, and he needs to trade the Blightblade into the Mucklord, turning this into a 3/3, which puts more power. We are basically a pressure deck, actually, now that I think about it. We are the pressure deck, we just can't hyper aggro. Your attrition against aggro. Alright. Whoa, he didn't play another land. He's mana flooded, or mana screwed. Alright. Yeah, let's see what's stuck in your hand, buddy. Alright, so you have a Rabid Bite. And I have Marasa, so you can make this guy bigger. Alright, so you have a big ways to make him bigger and scarier. And I need to get rid of Grakmon now. I have a Colony Ambush for when he is tapped out and doesn't Rabid Bite me. But yeah, the fact that he has a Tarjiro Blight Blade into a Rabid Bite is actually quite terrifying. I'm just going to state that right now. This puts me in the back foot in a way I don't want to be. Yep, that's exactly the play you should be doing. Makes my Dauntless Survivor stronger. But yeah. Scare Sneak or Skyclave Pickaxe. I think we just swing in the Dauntless Survivor and figure it out from there. Oh, he has... Alright. I can ambush him if he tries to use some tricks. Like that. Stop his trick. There we are. And that would have drawn him a card, so that would have been like a 2-for-1. That would have been a 3-for-1 on me, I'm pretty sure. Definitely at least a 2-for-1. This keeps me even. I think I want the 5-5. I think it's important enough that I get the 5-5 now that I hide any trick. I give up the illusion of tricks. Alright. So he has a Might of Muramasa. So he could turn this... You could give this thing +3/+3 or +5/+5. And we don't know the rest. He does have a bunch of combat tricks. We have to consider all of his combat tricks. And we are going to allow that, because we know he has a Might of Muramasa. Murasa. And this is not where we want to give him the 1-for-1. We want to give it to him next turn. With the Skitter Sneak. Yeah, we'll offer a Skitter Sneak, not an Gnarlid Colony. Alright, feel free to play the cat. Yep, sounds good. We start by attacking. I actually think I offer the Lotus Cobra. And here's the cool thing to make the Lotus Cobra threatening. I get to clip the Skyclave Pickaxe to it. So now he's like, okay, I need to kill this Lotus Cobra. He thinks this is a hyper threat because everyone panics, which will trigger him so that when I block, he plays the Might of Muramasa, which 1-for-1s. And that's perfectly fine. Because you have to understand, every cantrip that causes you to win a fight gives you it 1-for-1s. You're still trading the cantrip for the creature. It's just now it's like a removal spell that has other utility. Alright. We're actually gonna block this one because he's gonna make it bigger and we don't want to let the trampoline guy get bigger. So while the Scythe Chat is the more threatening one, we know he has the combat trick, and we want to force the combat trick from this little guy. On this little guy. Because if we force it here, if we force it on the Scythe Cat, he is going to deal an additional 5 damage to us. This way, he loses his creature, because he can't. He can't afford that sacrifice. So that Muramasa, we're never going to give him a good time to use it, is the hope. It looks like we are finding him that good time to use it is now. Is +3/+3, turns that into a 5/6. Alright. Yeah, 6 cards. Alright, so do we just force it now? Yeah, we'll force it to use it right now. Because we have a Turn Timber aesthetic now. So allow him to do that. Let him might have Muramasa, because this is a bad trade for him. This is not the best trade for him. It just allows him to have a useful use for that. Now we just play a big ol' 5/4. Alright. We now know he has combat tricks in his deck. Like, enough that he just played one. And this 5/4 should be basically destroying this board for the most part. Because we're attacking, we have a 2-turn clock if he doesn't block, which means he's blocking. There's the Dreadworm. There's the Dreadworm. Good job. That's what you want to be playing. And we're going to make that not good enough. Because we're applying pressure, sir. You didn't have lands before, you're not getting lands now. Alright, doesn't have trample. But we are forcing him to slowly get weaker. He's putting on the Dreadworm. Every time. So we can play the Skitter Sneak. He has us on a 2-turn clock as well. I have to consider that. And he might actually have removal. So this might be our... If we draw a dud, it might be it here. Let's see, if we get the thing that brings it back from our grave... Oh, man. Takes a lot of damage for that Feed the Swarm. Which means the fact that that's okay for him. Not good for us. Alright. So we're going to block the 3/2 if we can. And, yeah, he has lethal if he could kill my Namada Skitter Sneak. Otherwise, the Menace gives me lethal right back. Oof. Oh, if he just attacks with that and I draw a land, I win. That's why I didn't. So it's either attack with both, and I have to block the Territorial Skycat. He has a buff spell. If he has a buff spell, I'm not getting blown out like this. So I have Menace. This is my win condition. I draw a land and I win. I draw any +1/+1 counter. Darn. Yep, and we just swing in. I don't think that's lethal anymore. Yep. I'm trying to think, is there a way we could have gone around that? If we left them both to block, one dies, one is chumped, one dies, and he still does. Yeah, he still got lethal anyways. That's fine. That's fine. Well, we spent 2 hours. We got to Bronze Tier 2. We got 5 wins with a black-green deck that had no removal. 0 removal. Let's just... Like, look. 0 removal. We have Colony Ambush. That was our removal spell. We used Dreadworms as our control tool. We were basically a weird, aggressive green-black deck. We won several games by attrition. Like, yeah, I'm still proud of what we accomplished here. So we get a lot of prizes. And between our reward prices and the victories, let's look at our booster pack. Hey, you did well. You did well, buddy. Ah, that's the card that we needed to remove immediately. Yep, another creature you control dies. Yep. Glad I removed it. And just one last thing with Cal behind. Alright, Eyeside Troll's very nice. Pyre of Heroes. Ooh. So I have a Cleric deck. You know what? I'm just gonna, before I end, I just want to show you the deck I've been working on. I don't have nearly enough cards for it. But this is a deck that I'm looking forward to, like, bringing into Constructed. Basically, Righteous Valkyrie is so powerful. I have a bunch of 2-drop Clerics that then I could Pyre of Heroes to get Righteous Valkyrie. And then what happens when you have Righteous Valkyrie? Well, I can actually sacrifice the right... Let's say I have 2 Righteous Valkyries and 2 Pyre of Heroes, which could happen. I can then sacrifice a Righteous Valkyrie to find Aura. Then I can sacrifice the second Righteous Valkyrie. When it dies, I get a 2-drop, probably what brought it back, like a Cleric of Life's Blood. We get a second Aura. The legendary effect cancels them out, but here's the thing. Whenever itself or another Cleric dies, which means both trigger on that Aura having to sack from the legendary rule, which brings back both of our Righteous Valkyries. So we got plus 2 creatures in that exchange. And there's a bunch of like stupid stuff you could do with that with Pyre of Heroes. So I have 1 Veto, 4 Righteous. If we get Haunting Voyage to bring back like 3 Righteous Valkyries and a Veto, we just win the game on the spot. Like there's a bunch of stupid things that can do. Otherwise we have Archfiend's Vessel to just give us some tempo. Malkia Rebirths. This might be a card I cut to just give ourselves better early game. But yeah, the Skyclave Cleric actually works. Just playing a 2-drop body, immediately sacrificing it to get a Righteous Valkyrie. Like, the deck works. And then yeah, as I said, this is a win condition. We have Castle Lochwain for card draw, of course. That's one of the main feats I keep running into. Not enough card draw. There's enough places to sink your mana, but not enough card draw. Might trade the Null Priests for, we just got a white cleric, that Luminarch Aspirant. We might trade one of these Null Priests for a Luminarch. But that's an idea for later. That's definitely a deck I want to build, but just it takes too many cards. And that's one of the main issues, figuring out how to get all those cards. My solution, play draft. Anyways, we have been playing for 2 hours. I enjoyed that. We played for basically 2 hours because we enjoyed it so much. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day.